This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. Andy C wants to know who came up with the mixed match challenge. How did the talent feel about working to, another match those days that meant nothing for the storyline?
Mixed match challenge. You're talking about lately?
Yeah. So a couple years ago, it would be taped out after Raw or SmackDown, I believe. And it was just a guy and a gal teaming up, a guy and a gal, and they were pushing it really hard that you would watch it on Facebook.
Right. And I think Facebook paid a large chunk of money to the office. I think that was the first thing that mattered, and maybe the only thing that mattered, because people would be leaving during the mixed match challenge, and you had some unique pairings. But let's face it, you put, female talent with Braun Strowman. What is the other team supposed to do? It was just, there was a lot of questions on some of those, combinations that they put people together. And I don't know, to me, it was, other than the fact that it put a lot of money, from Facebook and the WWE account. And it's always good to, be aware of all these financial streams of cash that come in, because it answers some questions when it appeared there were no answers to questions. Like, why would they do that? There's no possible reason they should be doing this. And I'm not talking just mixed match challenges, but then you find out the revenue stream that's coming in from it. And that helps ensure everyone's jobs. And you got to be smart enough to know, there's one central bank account, I would think, and all these revenue streams come in. And if you've got a strong, thriving WWE, then everybody's job is safe. And that sometimes is the most important thing.
Here's another one. And this one is one that is more recent. I'm excited to get your take on, from Dermot McCarthy. What are Arn's thoughts on Cassius Ohno / Chris Hero? One of my favorite matches of his was with William Regal in NXT. I think he's woefully underutilized, and would have loved to have seen him and Cesaro reform their Kings of Wrestling tag team someday. Of course, that happened on the independents, and they were ripping it up long before they were in WWE. Chris Hero, for whatever reason, has been with NXT for a long, long time and hasn't got much play on the main roster. Lots of theories as to why. You've probably had an opportunity to see his work and maybe know him. What'd you think of him as a performer?
Well, surprisingly not. I don't know him. I haven't been around him much. Is he still on the NXT roster?
I believe so. Yes, sir.
The only thing I could think of, two things. If Regal enjoyed working with him, that meant he could work, because Regal was incredible. And the guys he would have liked to have worked with would have been guys that could keep up. That I know from experience. The only thing that I can think of is the guy is so polished and such a good hand that they want to keep him on the crew. But I go back to, we all know what WWE's first criteria is: cosmetics. I don't think he's a body guy. I don't think he has those movie star good looks. I think he's probably just a athletic, solid, probably good performer that you want to have as a utility man on your crew, but you're not necessarily have any plans to make him a star, is the only thing. Now, I'm guessing if he's been there that long, though, I think he's valued to an extent. It's just, there's a difference on being on the crew and being a star.
Well, that's a shame. He's one hell of a wrestler. Dylan wants to know, what was Elizabeth like to work with when she aligned with Flair in WCW? As wrestling fans, we've heard a lot of stories about Elizabeth, but mostly from her WWE days, not much from the WCW days. By the time you were working with her here in WCW, she and Randy were divorced. What was she like in the WCW era?
Liz was always a lady. She was always very quiet, very demure, very ladylike. easy to do business with, easy to talk to. She was always the same to me, just a quiet, unassuming lady.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money, it's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.